Okay, we're going to draw this coffee table today. This is the drawing that we will be continuing our topic of oblique view. So as usual, we're going to center our piece of paper in the right way. We prefer to use sellotape, but you can also use the secure clip on the drawing board. So make sure that you have collected your drawing board, your pencil, your ruler 45-45 for the oblique view, your T-square, and your drawing today called coffee table. Of course, you have to have your black your white perforated paper from the leader and your booklet from the basket. So let us start this drawing. I'm going to use felt paint in order for you to be able to distinguish the lines carefully. When I want to use just a guideline, I would use this pencil, which is the one that you normally use. Okay, so what is the first thing to do? Of course, we got to follow the measurements. So the first thing to do is perhaps the line on the very top. So we know that the distance from the bottom will be 20 plus 80 plus all the other measurements that we had on these sides. So we're going to draw this first, this border first, the very border that is on that. So I'm going to have 20 plus 80 is going to be 100. So I'm going to use my 45 ruler. So I use my T-square, my 45 ruler, 45, and then go to mark the 20 in the proper way. So and then I'm going to mark the 80. So the 80 that will be my 100. Okay, so I move now my T-square to the right base for my guideline, and that's going to be the base of my drawing. Okay. Then I have the 80, which is going to be on the border of the table. So now I'm going to start drawing the legs. Okay, so the legs, I have this first leg and that second leg. The lid, of course, is 80, so I'm going to mark it with the strong felt paint. Okay, so I have the first leg that is going to start. Right here on the base. So that's my first leg. Notice I always keeping my T-square and my 45 ruler working together for my 90-degree angle. So now I have 100 is the width of the table. So I use my ruler to my 100 for that. That's my 100. And then I'm ready for the second leg. Okay, that's the second leg. Now I'm going to draw the width of the leg. The width of the leg is 10 by 10. So therefore, that will be the measurement that I will use. 10 by 10. I'm going to use and I have my other 10 here. Right. Now I start drawing the stronger line. Okay, those are the legs, the front parts of the legs. Now I'm going to draw the width of the table. Now the width of the table is 5, so that's the thickness of the table. So now I'm going to measure my 5 here. And as usual, with my T-square, I complete the horizontal line. See how I move the T-square? That gives me a perfect horizontal lines, and together with the 45 ruler gives me perfect square angles. So that's the front view of the thickness of the table, the top of the table. Now I'm going to complete the front view of the legs with my 45-degree ruler. That's the first one on the left, the second one on the right. See, now it's starting to have a proper view. Now I'm going to have the front border, this front border of the table, that's securing part of the legs. I'm going to have that. So now that thickness is 10. So of course I measure the 10. I have my 10, and now I use my T-square to draw the perfect horizontal line. Now I have the perfect front view of the table. Now I'm going to start now with the view, the oblique view, which is this 45 degree. So now I'm going to start with the left hand side leg. I know it's 10 by 10, so I just had a guideline line, and then I measure my 10 again. I will have now the other right hand leg, and I measure again the 10 after drawing the guideline. Now I can finish the lines with my thicker pen. In your case is your stronger push for the pencil. And now I do the oblique view of the left leg. And now I'm going to do not quite the complete oblique view on the right leg. I'm just going to have a softer touch because I still had to first have the oblique view of the thickness of the top surface of the table. So I know that is 5. So first I take my guideline, and then I do the same for the thickness on the top view, the oblique view. And now I'm going to measure 80 according to the specification. Is that this, the depth of the table. So I measure now my 80. And there I have my 80 there, ready to complete now my side. So let's complete that one. Notice how I use the 45-degree ruler together with the T-square. Notice now is the time to start completing the leg at the back. And to complete the leg at the back, first I had a guideline for that back leg. Back leg on the right hand side. And now I'm going to complete the secure base of the surface, the secure of the top surface. And I know that it's thin, so I either had the choice of measuring, or just the other choice will be to use the T-square to find the intersection point. For that, and then just draw the intersection point together with the 45-degree ruler. Okay? So now I can start completing the oblique view of the right, of the front right hand leg. So now I can have that using my 45-degree ruler. So I got that. And now I can also complete my right hand back leg. And we're going to do the same. We're going to measure it, the 10 by the 10, the width of the back leg. Make sure that you have the proper guidelines. Notice how important it is to have the right intersection points and the right angles. And very much like Lego pieces, they start all coming together. Always remember that the dimensions of the leg is 10 by 10. 10 by 10, the width and the depth. So now you will see how it comes nicely, the back leg, by joining it in the proper way. All the joint points, all the guidelines. Okay. So just rotating. The 45-degree ruler in the proper way. And then it all naturally comes. If you have done your guidelines properly, it should be very much an enjoyable exercise, an enjoyable drawing, because it all becomes geometrically logical. Now you can see how it's starting to look like a very, very proper table. Now we are very close to finished. Now what we do is the final little leg there, but before having that final little leg there, I should complete the top surface of the table. And that's very much just a guide, drawing the guidelines exercise. So there it is, one, and then from the top, that's it. Now I have the complete top of the table. And now the only thing that is missing is the fourth leg at the back. And that is very much to come from the guidelines that I will be drawing from this corner, from the back left hand corner. See, I draw a line there, and then I had another line there after measuring 10, because we know that's the dimensions or the width of the leg, 10 by 10, 10 for the width and 10 for the depth. So now, always be careful to use the T-square in synchrony with the 45 degree ruler. And then we're almost finished. Now, I'm just bringing it all together. And then the last 3 lines, which are vertical. Those should always be the last 3 lines that you do to complete your coffee table. And that's it. You can see now your coffee table drawn with the perfect measurements in an oblique view. Now just to complete the drawing now, I just have to complete the title. That will be use our single stroke Gothic alphabet guide. You should have one of these always with you. Okay, and now we're going to complete. Notice how the T is done. The T is done with 2 movements, 1 and 2. So that we do the coffee table. The A is with 3 strokes. 1, 2, 3, table. The B is done with 5 strokes. Okay, 1 stroke, 2 strokes, 3 stroke, 4 stroke, 5 stroke. Table, the L, of course, only 2 strokes, 1, 2, and the E, the letter E, with 4 strokes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Table, coffee table. You can also write your name, please. Make sure that you write your name and your number of drawing, which is this is our second drawing from the oblique view. Thank you very much.